So guys, first thing we're going to do is from the top of the fabric we are going to mark out where our hip is, and that is 8 inches. So I'm just going to mark that out. So from the top I'm going to put my waist measurement divided by 4, and I'm just going to mark that out. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to the hip line and mark my hip measurement divided by 4, and I am going to mark that out as well. So now I'm just going to draw my line from my waist line to my hip line, as you can see, and then I'm going to drag the measurement all the way down, straight down, as you see me doing right now. After that, I'm just going to mark out 7 inches from where our line stops. I'm going to mark 7 inch all the way down. I'm going to do this at the top and at the bottom part, as you see me doing right now, and I'm just going to trace the lines to meet each other. So sorry about my camera, guys. I did not know my tripod was shaking, so that is the result you're seeing right now. So I'm just going to cut it out after I was done tracing out the 7-inch line. I'm just going to cut it out, and this is what we are working with right now. So guys, we're just going to return this measurement to the other side of the fabric, because we are going to be sewing this the way you would sew your normal butterfly dress. So I cut the back piece, leaving 1.75 zip allowance. As you can see, I did exactly the same thing I did for the front. For the back, the only difference is I left an allowance for our zip. So that is what you're seeing right now. So guys, what we are going to do next is from the waist part, you see me pointing out there, sorry it's not clear, from that point we are just going to make a notch at half an inch. Please do not make this more than half an inch. We're just going to make a tiny notch as half an inch. You're going to see what it looks like shortly. So this is what it looks like. I hope you can see that. So before we move forward, I'm just going to take the front piece, and as you can see, I'm going to hold one part from the part we made the point we made the notch. I'm just going to fold in the edge to just sew it in, and when I'm done sewing that part in, I'm going to fold the side as well, as you see me illustrating right now, and sew it down. So I'm going to do this for the front piece and as well as the back piece too. So when I was done doing that, this is what it looks like. This is the result we have. You can see now that the the notch we made by half inch, the half inch is showing clearly right now. So I went ahead to sew down our zip allowance. As you can see, I sewed it closed so we can work on the back piece and the front piece together. So you can see that I placed the front and the back piece right sides facing each other. So from that point, we are just going to sew by 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So after we were done sewing, this is what it's looking like. We only sewed at that top part, so this is what it's looking like after sewing that part. Right now we are going to sew down the way I told you on that chalk line. I hope you can see the chalk line. So from that chalk line, we are just going to sew it down our skirt, and right now I'm done sewing it, but you can hardly see the stitch line because of the kind of fabric I was working with, but you can see that I've sewn both sides, and this is what it's looking like. I also went ahead to cut my waistband. This is 4 inch wide, divided by 2 is 2 inch. So when I'm done sewing, what we'll have is like 1.5 inch. So we are going to be fixing this the way we would normally fix our waistband to our skirt, the way you see me illustrating. Then after that, what we are going to do next is, because our normal runched skirt we normally use elastic, but this time I'm going to be creating two casing lines. At this point you see me pointing at two casing lines to insert our rope. So right now I am done fixing the skirt band. This is what it's looking like, and I also went ahead to sew the casing lines like I said. As you can see, I came close so you can see what it's looking like. So there's two casing lines there that we are going to be inserting our rope from, because the skirt we are trying to recreate has a rope and not an elastic. So guys, the only thing left for this skirt is just to fix our zip and insert our rope. So we are just going to fix the zip the way you normally fix your zip. If you'd like me to make a tutorial for beginners on how to fix an invisible zip, please let me know in the comment section below. So we are just going to go ahead and fix our zip. So guys, I'm done fixing the zip, and this is what we have. This is what it's looking like after I was done fixing the zip, as you can see right now. So what we are going to do next is we are just going to get our safety pin and our rope. So this is our rope, and I'm just going to get our safety pin in order to insert the rope through the channels. And please make sure your channel is not too wide and not too small, so your rope can pass in perfectly and it's going to stay that way. So I'm just going to insert the rope to the skirt. So we are going to start with the first channel line we have there, and when we are done inserting it and it comes out from the other side, then you insert it to the second channel hole. So we are just going to do that for the both sides, and we are done with our skirt. So guys, after I was done inserting the rope on the two channel lines, I'm just going to adjust the skirt length to my desired length, because the length we're working with initially was 34 inches, but I'm going to adjust it to my desired length to create that runched effect. So after doing that, we are done with our skirt. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please stay tuned for the part 2 of this video where I show you how to make the top. And this is what our skirt is looking like after we were done. Please do not forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Stay tuned for the part 2 of this video where I show you how to make the top and you see the final result of our two-piece.